Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not the Chase is better than the American Express, or whether or not the American Express card is better than the Chase card. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my personal experience, what you guys said in the poll that I mentioned, and also my recommendations at the end of the video on which card is better. And there's a little twist to it that I also want to get into, but you'll hear that soon, so let's get into it. Intro. Whoosh. Alright guys, so the way I'm going to set this video up is I'm going to be talking about the main advantages of American Express and the main advantages of Chase. I'm also going to be talking about the disadvantages of both cards. We're going to weigh them both out at the end of the video, compare them to, and then give you my final thoughts. So starting out with American Express, we already know that their flex value is insane. We already know that the American Express card is about a breaknecks out there compared to the Chase card. And this is something that has been reiterated over and over again, but I didn't understand it until I actually got my hands on an American Express card. Now, I have both in my hand. I have the gold in my hand and the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and these are both the cards right here. Yeah, I put this card out. This is how the waiter looks at it. When I put the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, this is how they look at it. Now, there's some bias on that, okay? It depends on who's holding your card, but for the most part, American Express is known as the more signature, luxurious, and prestigious card above Chase. Now, the public perception of the American Express cards is a little different. It's a little crazy. I mentioned on this channel before when I first got my American Express gold card that I took it to a sushi restaurant. My friend had his gold card too, and we went at the same time, but we paid for ourselves, and the cashier, the second time when she held my card, was just like, what the heck? You have this card too? What is this card? And we ended up having a conversation, but I basically had to explain to her that this card wasn't a $2,000 annual fee or something ridiculous, because she thought this card had a multi-thousand annual fee. What she thinks is really what the public perception has on these American Express cards. We know that you don't have to spend high amounts. You don't have to have a crazy high annual fee to get this card. American Express and Chase are kind of on the same level. You can get the Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. You can get the Chase Sapphire Preferred and get the American Express Gold. For the most part, American Express isn't that far off from Chase in terms of how much you pay a year, but the public perception is that American Express is more expensive to have, and you need to have a level of prestige to be able to get these cards. We know that's not true. Another reason why I believe there is some flex to the American Express card is because of the black card. Now, Chase doesn't have a card like this. Maybe the JP Morgan Reserve can be a reiteration of this and can be Chase's version, but for the most part, people don't know that card and people know the black card more. Now, on top of all that, American Express has been around a bit longer than Chase, so they are a more seasoned company, and usually seasoned companies have more money. They have more money that they can give to their customers.
Ask you something. What about her family, right? I mean, they all got...
I can tell you guys right now that Chase is actually pulling out a lot of benefits. Some of that was the return protection and the travel protection, but for the most part, American Express isn't doing any of that bull. One of the things that I've also noticed in the polls between American Express and the Chase and which card is better, a lot of people have been stating that American Express customer support has been superior. Now, I can't really speak from experience because the only time I really called them was the waiver of the annual fee, which they weren't trying to do.
Y'all got the prestige, I understand that, but you can't be telling your customers that it's waived and then going back at it. So,
and yes, I am still a little salty about that, ain't gonna lie, but I take your guys' word on it. Everyone who's posted in the YouTube community poll and the people that have been in my Facebook group, everyone's reporting that they give them perfect and great customer service. So I take your guys' word on it. Let me excuse my little incident that happened a few months ago. Now, if you sign up with one of American Express's cards, which is the Hilton Aspire card, that will give you diamond status, which is the highest status you can get with this hotel just by signing up with a credit card with them. Now, I believe that's a crazy benefit because what you can do is actually status match that and get the highest status with other places and other hotels and 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 other places and other hotels. But what is diamond status? If you guys didn't know, I had to write this down here because I forget all the benefits that come with diamond status because there's so many damn benefits. But here we go. They give you elite status gifting, so they send you random presents and they give you executive lounge access, 2 free water bottles. We know how important water bottles are out here. Hashtag stay hydrated. 5th night free reward, no resort fees, late checkout, elite room upgrade, complimentary breakfast, and status match. That's one of the best things ever. Now, another thing that American Express likes to do is they give you a better redemption when you're transferring your points out. So this is a huge benefit because Chase doesn't really do this often. So American Express likes to do this every once in a while. They did it a few times, and the most recent one that I can remember is if you transfer your points out to Hilton, they'll give you 50% more points if you transfer them out. So regardless if it's a hotel, regardless if it's an airline, they're actually going to give you these promotions, which I believe is an amazing thing that this company does. On top of the American Express offers and promotions, they also do little things like if you buy this, you'll get this much off Amazon, or you can spend your points here and get this kind of promotion. Chase does something like this, but I've noticed that American Express always gives like a higher redemption value. So the most recent one was my Amazon thing. So Chase gave out a promotion where if you spent $60, they'll give you $15 off. But American Express was $60 and they give you $30 off. So that is another example of the advantage that American Express has over the competition. Now, on top of all that, you guys know that I own my own business. I own a few ventures, and one of the benefits that American Express has over Chase is their business program. So if you guys didn't know, American Express invests a lot of money into their business program. They have their business Instagram, their Twitter, and they spend a lot of money investing into this. So people like us, the business owners, small business owners, have an opportunity to be successful through them. So they offer a lot of great credit cards. The Business Blue Plus, which gives you like no interest for like 16 months or 15 months, something ridiculous. And on top of that, they give you small working capital, working loans. They give you a lot of benefits. Now, on top of all that, I did mention that American Express treats their customers right, but I also want to mention one more thing. If you have their Black card or if you have their Platinum card, American Express really treats their customers right, because American Express has been known to even give out gifts and promotions and offers. I actually went on their website trying to see what else I could do with my points, and I don't even remember how I stumbled upon this part of their website, but I landed on a page where one of the guys from Shark Tank, Damon John, the bald black guy who did FUBU, he was actually listed on American Express, and you can auction your membership reward points to have lunch with him. And I don't even know anyone or any company that even gives you that option, so I believe it's crazy that American Express allows you to do this. They're going to give you membership invites, they're going to send you event tickets, they're going to give you the opportunity to experience luxury and prestige without having to spend that much money or that price. They treat their customers right, and they know that giving out things like this, it's going to keep a lot more customers happy in the long run. And I believe that's why the poll is the way it is, where 70% of people choose American Express over Chase. It's because of little things like this. We just sucked up American Express real good. Right now we're going to talk about Chase and some of the advantages they offer, and that is nothing. Chase does nothing. It's like, nah, Chase does some things. So Chase, in turn, is more flexible with their rewards compared to American Express. Their membership rewards are a lot easier to use, and if you guys know me, I had the Discover card and the Uber Barclay card, and then I went straight into the Chase game, and I've never had a problem using their website. Their website is very simple to use. You can actually just click on your ultimate reward points and transfer them to whatever they want. Another benefit that Chase has over American Express is also their customer support. Now, I don't know who wins in terms of better customer support. I would probably leave this into the hands of the public and let you guys decide which one is better. But for me, I've never had a problem with Chase customer support, and I think the reason why is also because I have their business card. So if you guys don't know, depending on the company, most companies have a tier of customer support levels. So say you get their Chase Freedom card, their tier 1, their most basic card, those customer support reps aren't going to be as good as someone who carries their business cards. There are different levels to it, and even the Chase Sapphire cards have their own team separated from both of these cards. Keep in mind that I always do call their Chase Sapphire line or their Chase business line, and I get some of the best reps, but regardless, I have never had a problem with their customer service, and I actually want to give them plus a few points for the experience that I've had with Chase. Another benefit of Chase is that they use Visa to actually process their credit cards, and Visa is virtually accepted everywhere. When it comes to American Express, you're gonna have to struggle sometimes because they're not gonna accept American Express. When a merchant uses it, they usually have to pay a little bit more than they would for Visa cards, and if you go to like a stingy Asian place or a small business where they really can't afford to lose out on these fees and these transactions, you'll actually see your American Express card getting declined or them telling you, hey, we don't accept this card. That's happened to me a few times before, and that's when I pull out the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. But when it comes to it, Visa is accepted virtually everywhere. And also, guys, Chase has an incredible selection of partner cards as well. So the ones I'm talking about is the World of Hyatt card, the Marriott card, and even the Southwest card. These are cards that American Express doesn't have. American Express has like the SPG line of cards and the Hilton cards, but when it comes to the World of Hyatt, you get such a good redemption with this hotel card compared to American Express. So that's another advantage that Chase has over American Express. On top of all that, another advantage that I want to mention for Chase would be the sign-up bonus. Now, the sign-up bonus for both of these cards is kind of subjective. It depends on which card you get, but with the cards that I signed up for and the Business Inc cards, I've been getting crazy sign-up bonuses with them. And right now I'm at like 300,000+ points just in this first year, and that's just really the sign-up bonuses that I gotten, and that's equivalent to about $4,000 worth of travel. All right, guys, I talked a lot about the advantages of both of these cards, but now let's talk about some of the disadvantages of both of these cards. Disadvantages. So when it comes to the American Express card, the American Express card isn't always accepted everywhere. Now, I mentioned this before, but this is kind of a disadvantage, especially if you don't travel with that many cards. If you're relying just on your American Express card and a merchant is not taking it, regardless of the reason, it's still a disadvantage in my opinion. Another disadvantage of American Express is their MR points are a little trickier to use. So you guys know I had to pull out a video and it got a lot of views. That's how I know that this is an issue with American Express reward points. I don't know if they need to re-optimize their website or they need to make transferring out much easier, but using their MR points isn't as simple as it is with Chase. And you know, my video is kind of testimony to that. That American Express how to use your MR points most effectively video got 10,000 views, okay? That's a lot of people that are looking for the answer to this problem. Now, compared to Chase, American Express does give out a lot of value, but arguably to the naked eye and to the public perception, there is a decent annual fee with these. So the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, it's waived the first year, then it's $95 after that. The American Express Gold card is just straight up $250 every year, and that starts to add up if you think about it. And I know the Platinum card is really justified once you do the math and you figure out how much traveling you're doing, and you can really redeem your money back with the American Express card. But if you're someone on a tight budget, that can be a lot. You know, a $400 or $500 annual fee really starts to add up. And yes, Chase has a card like this as well, but it always seems like American Express is a little bit more expensive than Chase's. Just take my word for it with the CSP versus the American Express Gold. Now, some of the disadvantages with Chase, there's like little to no flex value with any of these cards. I mean, maybe someone's gonna be like, yeah, that card feels a little bit heavier, but in terms of name and reputation, Chase is like way below than American Express is. And you know, I don't want to be the one advocating prestige and the one advocating status value, because who am I to say, you know, I'm just chilling, you know? I ain't rich, I ain't luxury, I ain't famous, I ain't nothing. I'm just me. But from my experience of using the American Express Gold card, I have gotten way more conversation and a better attitude in restaurants and higher end places once I whipped out that card. You guys know me, I don't flex on people that hard. I don't wear the most expensive clothes. I'm just chilling most of the time. So whenever I go to a really nice place and people think that, you know, your boy is a little poor piece of shit, usually when the waiter sees this card, I got a little bit better service. And for people who have this card, they know what I'm talking about. Now, there's two more disadvantages with the Chase card that I feel like I should mention, and this is a little bit more personal, but for me, I think the website takes way too damn long to load. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but any other website I loads fine, but when it comes to Chase's website, you know, I don't know if your boy's spending too much on his cards or if I got too many points, but that website be loading really slow for me sometimes, and I really hate that. So Chase, you need to optimize your damn website if you see this. Another thing that I didn't like about Chase was when I first applied for my business card, they made me go through Chase fraud services, and they made it such a tedious process. Now, I'm going to be making a video on how to successfully get your first business card, because even if I didn't run my own business, and I do own my own business, they made it incredibly difficult for me to get that card, and they made me go through loops and all these holes. And in the beginning, that turned me off a lot, because at that point in time, I was spending so much on ads. I was spending like $400 a day on ads. This is racking up. Like every week, I can finish sign-up bonuses within like 2 weeks. Like I can kill things really quick, and I was just trying to get these Chase business cards on me, but they were making it such a difficult process for me to do that. So that's kind of a disadvantage. If you guys are looking to get your Chase card, stay tuned for that. It took me eventually 4 weeks to get my first Chase business card, which took a long time. Now, when it comes to travel, there's two ways: is domestic travel inside the US and there's international travel. So if you have the Chase card, what I'll recommend you guys to do is focus on domestic travel with the Chase card. Chase is notorious for having great value and providing users with a great price rate when you do domestic travel. If you guys are doing international travel, you're looking for that business class, you're trying to fly to Asia first class, then you really want to think about using your points with American Express rather than Chase. The Chase Sapphire Reserve card, you'll get 50% more redemption. Now, in the Facebook group with the credit card churners, you know, there was someone who said you should never ever use the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. I disagree, because I got a better rate from using the portal than I did online, or than I did if I transfer my points out to the partner and then use it with them. I'm actually going to the Bahamas soon. I'm actually going to be staying in New York City for a night, and what I did was transfer my points over, which would have been 20,000 points compared to the UR portal, which is only 13,000 points. So I saved a lot of points doing it that method, and I called Chase and let them know about me changing hotels the night before. Their customer service did a really good job of actually changing it for me. Normally I was supposed to get hit with the fee, but they waived that for me and they gave me a good user experience. So I want to share that with you guys as well. One of the things I want you guys to note is that this video isn't really defined by which card is better than which. There isn't one side to it, because there's no point for that. You can actually go both sides and be completely fine and utilize all the benefits. The analogy that I would put this to is like Star Wars. You know, in Star Wars you got the light side and the dark side, and you really can't tiptoe across. I mean, Anakin Skywalker did, but for the most part there isn't really a middle fence to it. It's like one side or the other side. And when it comes to credit cards, it's not like that at all. You can have a Chase card and an American Express card, and what I would recommend you guys to do is to actually get your Chase cards first and then your American Express cards. So I mentioned previously about the 524 rule. You don't want to have that limit you when you're trying to sign up for cards with Chase. So I would always start out with the Chase cards. Do something a little bit more beginner friendly. Don't go straight into the flex. Stay a little bit more humble, and then start to transition over to American Express. And that's exactly what I did, and I don't regret doing that at all. Now, the pathway that I recommend you guys to take is, if you don't have a credit card yet, definitely start with the Discover It card. I have a referral link down in the bottom for $50 for you. And if you have the Discover card, after you hold that card for about 6 months, even up to a year, I would hold that card for a pretty long time, because Chase is making it very difficult right now for people to sign up with them, and they really don't like new users for some reason. I don't think that they should have an opinion right now, because a lot more people are falling towards American Express, but that's the way Chase is doing it. The first card you guys need to get as a Chase user would probably be the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, and I have another link for that in the description below. Get the Discover card, get the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, and then after that, go into the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Reserve card. That way you have 3 out of the 24 cards, and then from there you can either get a business card, or you can actually get the Southwest card, or even the World of Hyatt card, which is really popular. So after you get all those cards, you churn up them points and you get those sign-up bonuses. Then I would recommend you guys start to transition over to American Express. Any cards that you have with Chase, with like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Reserve, you can actually downgrade that card into the regular Chase Freedom card, so you don't have to keep paying annual fees, and you can actually just keep that sign-up bonus for yourself. But that's really the direction I would go for. Get the Discover card, because they approve everyone and they're freaking awesome. Then go for the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, get 1.5%, get that sign-up bonus, do what you got to do, and then start working for the Chase Trifecta. If you guys don't know what the Chase Trifecta is, like I mentioned, it's literally just utilizing 3 of Chase's cards and maximizing your rewards point for the best possible value. After you do the trifectas for Chase and American Express, then you can just sign up for whatever card, get any low-key card, any bank cards, do what you want to do. That's how you're going to get thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of rewards with both of these companies. That's how you utilize them. 524 might restrict us, but it won't if you go with Chase first, so look into that order like I mentioned.
Final thoughts.
So here are my final thoughts and my opinion on American Express versus Chase. So in my opinion, I prefer American Express right now over Chase, but when it comes to ease of use and flexibility, then Chase is gonna win over American Express in that opinion. But for someone like me, I'm just a young entrepreneur, I just graduated college, and for my situation, if I could only go with one company, and thank goodness we live in a society where we have options, which credit card company we wanna go to, we don't have to just stick with one, it would probably be American Express, because I can still utilize those points and get a lot of value, and they also offer a lot of benefits and perks that I know as a young business owner, it's going to give me more benefits in the future as well. So concluding word, American Express wins on better travel redemption. Chase wins on more flexibility and easier travel redemption. So I want you guys to let me know down in the comments below, are you team American Express or are you team Chase? Comment that down below right now and let me know why you choose to go with them. If you disagree with any of my points, let me know. And if I missed out on anything else, please let me know down below as well. This is a community. I want us all to share our experience. If you've had a negative experience with one company, please let us know below and why and what happened. If you didn't, if you love a company, please let us know too. But I hope this video helped anyone out trying to decide which is a better company to go with. Also, I've been thinking about making people pay to go into the Facebook group, the credit card churners, because you know, your boy's trying to make some bread out here. So we'll see if that's gonna happen or not. But in the meantime, you guys can join it for free if you guys like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.